All right. What's going on, everybody? We're talking this paper talking Survivor Series 2014. And I thought it was actually pretty good. This was a pay-per-view that kind of was one of those throwaway pay-per-views. Well, it was supposedly supposed to be a throwaway pay-per-view because it was on the network for free. So, I actually thought it was actually pretty good. Going into it, I was hoping it would be pretty good, and I think it helped me out a little bit in my thoughts here. If you don't know who I am, I'm DJ Beal, and at Beast Mode 133100 is the Twitter machine, so you can feel free to follow me on there. Um, Casey, go ahead and introduce yourself, just in case they don't know who you are.
Well, first of all, I'm going to agree with DJ. It was a great pay-per-view. My theory why it was so good and it's free this month is maybe they're trying to get more subscribers, so they have the network free this month. So maybe they said, hey, let's throw a kick-ass show and give people a reason to come subscribe. That's just my theory. I don't know. But I'm Casey. The Twitter's down there. So go follow us. You can go do that right now. You don't have to watch. You can just listen.
Yeah, that's the best thing. That's the best thing about the ICWP is you can definitely go follow us on Twitter, send a Facebook message or two, and still be listening. Clean your room, whatever you gotta do, and you can still listen to the show. And how great is that?
You
How
can
great is that?
dance and listen to the show. I mean, you can be naked right now, and if you're a female, you should let us see. What?
I think he just said that. But anyway, to start off the pre-show, we got Justin Gabriel. Justin Gabriel's on the pre-show, and he's going up against a new and improved Fandango. What did you think of this match? This first pre-show match.
Well, we got our boy Jay Gabe, from South Africa, our boy from South Africa. If we have any fans from South Africa, let us know. It was an okay match. I hate that they put Justin Gabriel always as a jobber or like a second fiddle to somebody like they do with Tyson Kidd. He's such a great athletic superstar. He could easily be an awesome Intercontinental or U.S. champion, but they put him in stupid pre-match or pre-show matches, and they kind of repackaged Fandango. I don't know if it's gonna stick. I don't know if it's gonna help him at all. If it doesn't, they probably were better off just scrapping the whole Fandango thing and coming up with a new gimmick for him, because it, when it first came out, people got really behind it, and then pretty quickly it kind of got stale. People were still doing the da-na-da-na-na-na, but it was more like making fun of it. It wasn't really kind of liking it, and I don't think WWE realized that. I think they thought, the fans still really liked it, but we didn't. We got annoyed with it.
Yeah, definitely. With this match, I was excited to see Fandango because I feel like Fandango has kind of been that jobber type of dude too. And I think Fandango has a lot more talent than he's given credit for, and I also think Justin Gabriel has a lot more talent than he's given credit for. Anyone out of that first Nexus group, has a lot of talent, but it seems like they all, not all of them, but the majority of them seem to be jobbers for some reason.
I also think, like, I put Fandango and EC3 kind of in that same package, because they're both really good, talented guys in the ring when they're given a good gimmick that they can go with. EC3 went over to TNA, and he's doing really good over there because they're giving him more of a serious gimmick.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. EC3 is one of my favorite guys in TNA. But a couple things I wrote down here. We had some new music here with Fandango. It was kind of Latin, and it made a lot of sense considering his dance partner was Rosa Mendez. Which I mean that's fine with me. You can keep Rosa Mendez all you want to. And I didn't know she was as old as she was though. that was a little surprising. But anyway,
She's
Fandango wrestles with this deep V dress shirt. Um, Interesting. And then he had some dress pants on. So I don't know if he's gonna do that all the time. It's kind of like the Dean Ambrose thing. Like we thought he was gonna wrestle in jeans for like 1 week, and now he's doing it all the time. So maybe he will continue to do it if he's comfortable in that type of thing. Then we'll see. But then after that, we got the B&B promo. It's nice to see Bad News Barrett back today. We actually got two promos from injured superstars. So that was good. At least we're keeping up with them. I know I've said it before. Like they don't really do a good job of keeping them relevant while they're injured. So it was good to see Bad News Barrett on the show. I don't know if you have anything to say about Bad News Barrett being back.
I was just pointing out Daniel Bryan is one of them that they kind of don't care about anymore since he's been injured, except for, Total Divas. But, which kind of upsets me because even Bad News Barrett, they were giving, some sort of, news about him occasionally, and it seems like every pay-per-view we get a live feed from Roman Reigns, but we don't hear anything about Daniel Bryan at all. But
yeah, and it's ridiculous that Daniel Bryan probably has the most serious of the injuries.
Yeah.
Like that's an injury that could end his career. Like I don't really understand why they're not keeping up with him. But after that, we got another match on the pre-show. We got Jack Swagger going up against Cesaro. Jack Swagger here, I like Jack Swagger and I like Cesaro. I hope maybe they revamp this feud a little bit so I can, kind of see it again. Cesaro is really going nowhere, and I really don't know why. But a little bit from this match, there was a double foot stomp reversal into the Patriot Lock. Cesaro took control. He continued to sell the ankle while he delivered German suplexes. But Swagger, he got that Patriot Lock in to get the win. I don't understand why they're making Cesaro tap. They make Cesaro seem like such a tough guy, logically, and such a tough wrestler in general. And then he taps out. Like I understand, eventually, you're gonna reach your breaking point, but like let him get pinned by the Swagger Bomb or something. Like it seems like when they make you tap out, it makes you feel more weak to me. What do you think about this?
I don't have too much to say about this match, just because I didn't see the full match itself. I was doing something in the other room, but I saw a couple parts to it, and from what I saw, a couple of the moves look sloppy to me, and I don't know if that's just, it could be a number of things. It could be, Jack Swagger is taller than Cesaro, and sometimes certain moves, it's harder to do on a taller guy, no matter how good you are, just the physics of it. But some of the moves look a little bit sloppy. Also could be because they're pissed off that they're on the pre-show when they feel like they should be on the main card. But I hope they do something with these two. They built up Cesaro so much, especially when he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and then it was like they dropped him off and didn't care. And then they tried to build him up again with Paul Heyman, and that didn't go anywhere. And then they tried to get him in, like seemed like he was gonna join the Authority, and that didn't happen. So it's like, what are you gonna do with this guy? You need to decide what you're gonna do with him, or he's gonna end up like one of those guys that they end up releasing, and he goes back to the Indies or TNA or something like that, where they'll actually use him. Same with Jack Swagger too. I feel like they don't really have anything set for him right now.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because those are two guys, two of the talented guys on the roster that need to be used. I don't understand that at all. But I mean, at least they got on the pre-show, I guess. At least they got a little bit of time here. But now, at this point, it was hitting 8 o'clock, and we're getting a video package reviewing the main thing on the card here, and it was a video package reviewing the Team Cena versus Team Authority, that whole situation. What would go down if one loses, what would go down if the other loses. Obviously, if you don't know, if Team Cena lost, everyone would get fired but John Cena. They were just going to put John Cena through whatever they wanted to put him through. And if Team Authority loses, then the Authority is no longer the Authority. So, just a simple video package. Basically, how most pay-per-views start anyway, with a video package reviewing the main thing going on or the main things going on. So then, after that, we get Vince McMahon actually showing up at this show, which was not really as surprising as it may seem. If you haven't been watching Raw, then it is a little surprising. But basically, he says, this is going to be a Survivor Series you're never going to forget. He invites the Authority out, and Steph's like, we'll make you proud. And, with the whole yes chance, she goes, Vince, Vince, Vince. And Vince says, that's a load of crap. And then he invites Cena out. And tonight, for some reason, I don't know if maybe because he was going against the Authority, it seemed like Cena got more cheers tonight than boos. Usually it's kind of somewhat even, maybe even more boos than cheers. But tonight it felt like he got a few more cheers than I was kind of expecting. Cena comes out and he says, are y'all going to be nice or will I have to throw y'all out? Basically alluding to if they lose, if they lose this match tonight. Basically, they tell Cena that he's going to be personally responsible if his team loses. Steph says we'll still be running the show, right, Dad? Even if we do lose, we'll still be running the show. And Vince says you'll have your office jobs, you'll be doing finance and stuff like that, but you'll never have any influence over the careers of any WWE superstars. And there's only one man that can bring you back. And I was actually expecting here that he'd say himself. But actually he threw in a little wrench here and said John Cena would be the only guy who could bring you back. And, Vince says, don't let me down. In, typical Vince fashion. And then, Cena says, well, you know what? There's no chance in hell that you will ever work for the WWE again if you lose this match. So, I mean, what do you think of that first little segment? Basically, setting up the main focus of the pay-per-view tonight.
This kind of brings me to a point that I wanted to make before we got into the, matches. I felt like, at least for the first maybe quarter to half of the pay-per-view, it almost felt like I was like, is this Survivor Series or just Raw? Because, we had the typical opening promo with the Authority. We had a promo backstage with Adam Rose. They had just the typical normal Raw stage, which I thought, at least for Survivor Series, they would have some, custom set. It's, I know that's something that, doesn't really matter in the long run, but for a big pay-per-view, I mean, it's only second to WrestleMania, really, and maybe SummerSlam. And WrestleMania, like, at this point, WrestleMania is just going to be a Raw set again, too. But this was an okay opening segment. I felt like they could have gone with it or without it. We already know what's going on. We already know if the Authority loses, they're out. We already know if Team Cena loses, they get fired. We already know this stuff. It didn't really necessarily need to happen. They could have added more time to a couple of the matches than had this. But as much as we really hate Vince McMahon, I feel like, guys from like our generation who grew up with, the evil Vince McMahon, it's cool to see him because after all, without the McMahons, we wouldn't have the company that we love to watch. So you have to give them their respect, even though a lot of us kind of hate them for various reasons. But, you know, I feel like they're always going to have some sort of opening promo, whatever it is, whether it's Raw, Survivor Series, it's something we have to deal with.
All right. So after that, after that opening promo, we get a match, and we get the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. Going into this match, I didn't think it was going to be good, but after we got into it, like I said, I've said this in previous videos. Tag team wrestling just really doesn't suit me anymore. I just can't. I watch tag team wrestling. I'm like, it's just not really exciting to me. But I thought this match was actually really good. I really enjoyed this match. And with the Fatal 4-Way style of match, I was like, this match isn't going to be any good. But actually, it was actually pretty good. First off, Mizdow obviously is doing everything that the Miz does, right? And basically, I'll get into that. I'm gonna let you attack this match first, actually. And what'd you think of what was going down and everything?
Well, I went into this match kind of upset that they were having this match in a way, because I feel like they always have this match where it's a triple threat tag team match. And I feel like it's always the same teams because WWE doesn't expand their tag team division like they should. But I was surprised with it. It was a pretty good match. I felt like I felt like it could have been just a triple threat tag team match with the Usos, Miz and Damien Sandow, and then obviously Goldust and Stardust. I think it would have been a better match. But it was a pretty good match. I'm like you. I can't get excited really about tag team matches anymore. I'm a fan of early 2000 kind of tag team matches, and even late 2009 2010 TNA, back when they had Beer Money, back when they had Motor City Machine Guns. They had really exciting tag team matches back then. Anymore it's just kind of the same. It feels like it's just the same recycled match over and over again. But this one was pretty good for what we usually get.
Yeah, I actually, like I said, I did like this match. Let me kind of run through this match just in case you guys didn't see it or you guys are a little confused at what went down. When Mizdow came out, Mizdow was doing everything that Miz does, right? And he did. I can't remember exactly what happened, but I think he got like arm dragged or something like that, and it was basically where Miz kind of did a front flip, and no, he was on the top turnbuckle. That's what it was. He was on the top turnbuckle, and he got thrown off the top turnbuckle. I thought that Mizdow was gonna front flip onto the floor, and I was gonna be like, if he does that, that's ridiculous, dude. But he gets into the ring and then front flips himself, which was like the funniest thing ever. Mizdow's so over, it's not even funny. And he's so over, and I feel like Miz has found the best way to get heel heat. I think pretty much everyone has found the best way to get heel heat. Just kind of point at him, then point at yourself, and then, you're pretty much going to get booed. We got some nice Uso chants without the Usos actually having to say Us, and then the rest of everybody else say Oh. We got some nice Uso chants from this. Like, people were just chanting for the Usos, which was nice to see. The fact that Mizdow was over had me laughing the entire freaking match. It was crazy. And again with, Mizdow being over, Stardust, he's like, you don't want Mizdow, because they were chanting, we want Mizdow. He was like, you don't want Mizdow, you want Stardust. I thought that was pretty cool for him to play with the crowd like that. And, it was a nice there was a nice reversal in this match into a tilt-a-whirl DDT by Fernando or Diego. I don't know them apart either. They're kind of like the Usos. I don't know them apart. It's kind of hard to tell. Um, you know, the Usos started throwing super kicks like crazy. Michael tried, Michael Cole tried his best not to say super kick party. I was like, come on, man, just say super kick party, man. Just come on. We got a nice power slam off the ropes, of one of the Usos that got a near fall by Goldust. Then we get there's so many dives out of the ring, like I couldn't even count them all. Like everybody was diving outside of the ring. Now one thing I don't understand is how come anytime El Torito gets involved, it's not a DQ. I understand it was a fatal four-way type of rules type of match, but like I don't understand just because he's El Torito. What's going on with that? And then we get that Tower of Doom spot that we always seem to get in tag team matches for some reason. We got the Tower of Doom spot. I mean, you understand the spot I'm saying, right? And then we get Jimmy Uso or Jey Uso. Like I said, I don't know him apart yet. He hits the splash, but then Miz tags him in. Miz tags himself in as he's doing the splash. He gets him out of the way, and then Mizdow comes in and tags himself in, and then Mizdow gets the win off of the Usos splash. But the Miz is the one carrying both belts. Like it was hysterical, dude. Like I was like, so since Mizdow is the stunt double, since Mizdow is the stunt double, would Miz carry both belts? Because they're not a tag team. Mizdow is just the stunt double. So, I was like, would Miz carry both of the belts? And of course, he grabbed both of the belts, tries to take all the credit for everything. So I thought I did think that was pretty cool. You got any other thoughts about this match? I know you just went, but
I love how anytime they do the Tower of Doom, the announcers try to play it up so much to like, oh my God, what are they doing? I have no idea what they're doing. And I'm like, they do this in every tag team match. How do you not know what they're doing? Like, it's ridiculous. And then when the Usos did the super kick party, I was like, where are the Young Bucks? The Young Bucks are gonna jump in here sometime. I know it. But yeah, it was better than I expected it to be.
Yeah, it definitely was. So after that, we get an Adam Rose, Bunny, and Slater Gator segment. Basically, they were playing with the Super Strikers, I guess, kind of trying to really promote that a little bit. Him and the Bunny, he was like, don't do anything. I'm gonna, I just want to beat you up. That's all I want to do, And he, Adam Rose is like, I'm loved around the world. So don't forget up. No, actually, this was Titus O'Neil. When they came in, he was like, you know what, the Bunny's loved around the world, and or actually, Slater said he's loved around the world, and then Titus O'Neil said, don't forget about Adam Rose. So they were kind of picking on Adam Rose there, which Adam Rose is not feeling the Bunny at this point. And he says, don't try to get between me and my Bunny. Then basically says you just get upstaged by your Bunny. You're just mad because you get upstaged by your Bunny, and basically he challenged him to a match. You two lemons versus me and my Bunny tonight. And I'm like, who do I cheer for here? Because I'm a big fan of Slater Gator. So who do I cheer for here? Anything about that segment in particular?
I thought it was kind of dumb on a pay-per-view. It just felt like the typical, like I said, Raw promo. I felt like maybe they just didn't have enough time to throw it on Raw, so hey, let's throw it on Survivor Series. Why not? I think it would have been better on Raw or SmackDown. Again, take that out, make one of the matches longer. But if you were looking for some kind of comic relief from Slater Gator and Adam Rose, I guess, and you have to have something early on in the show for the kids, but I felt like they could have. I felt like the show would have been that much better without that segment. But
So after that segment, we get a traditional Survivor Series match. This was kind of a match that wasn't really announced. I don't think. I don't think it was announced at all. I
I
think it
think
was just kind of thrown in.
I think it was announced on SmackDown.
Oh, okay. I didn't get to watch SmackDown last week, so I don't
Yeah.
really know. Um, but we got Team Paige, which is Paige, Cameron, Summer Rae, and Layla, going up against Natalia, Naomi, Emma, and Alicia Fox. So you were talking about Tyson Kidd's hood before, and I don't know, about the KKK thing, but it looks pretty stupid. Like just the design of it is so stupid. Like wow.
It was a pointed white hood. It I'm sorry, but that's what it looked like to me. But I don't know. I didn't even really I didn't watch this match really closely. I was kind of it was my whatever. This is gonna be a stupid match, so I wasn't really paying attention that much. So I didn't really notice Tyson Kidd until like the end when he tried to upstage Natty. But my issue with this match, and if you want to go first, I'll let you go first. But
You're fine. You're
um,
fine.
I want to know, why does WWE constantly change Alicia Fox back and forth from face to heel? It seems like every other week she's a face and then she's a heel. And if you're going with the fact that Paige turned on her a number of weeks ago, then why are Layla and Summer Rae on the same team? Didn't they just have a huge fight over Fandango not too long ago? It just doesn't make sense if you really think about it. But that was really my only issue, except for the fact that this match was on the card in general. Um, you know, it just kind of seemed sloppy. It didn't seem. It literally did seem like they just threw it on, on SmackDown, and said, "Let's go with it."
Yeah, I agree. I did think it looked sloppy. I didn't think it was that bad though. I thought it was sloppy, but I didn't think it was that bad. Alicia Fox actually comes out. She reminds me. I don't know if you guys have seen Lottery Ticket, but the girl that's like Byron. I don't know if you guys know the reference. If you don't know the reference, you probably won't get the joke. But she reminds me of that girl so much when she just the way she walks, the way she like carries herself reminds me of that girl. I don't know if you caught this, but JBL's talking about Alundra Blade. I'm pretty sure he kind of clowned the Divas division with that tangent. I don't know if you heard that, but I think he kind of did. I was pretty sure he was clowning and then he like tries to backpedal on it. He's like, but now they're back. It was. I was like, I think he's clowning the Divas division right now. And like I said, cameras in these matches just seem to be in the most interesting of spots all the time. So I don't know if they're trying to, keep people watching. I'm not really sure. But the cameras just seem to be in the most interesting of spots all the time in the Divas matches. So I don't know. Naomi, she kind of missed a crossed body. She hits this like a Rey Mysterio type of move for a near fall. Um, she eliminated Cameron. We got a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker on Layla by Alicia Fox by to eliminate her. Summer Rae is eliminated. Too much ease here. Summer Rae is eliminated by the Emma Lock. I think it's what it's called. I'm not really sure what Emma's submission hold is called. I take it's called the Emma Lock.
I think it is.
We got the rear view into the scissors face smash by Naomi, which I thought looked pretty good. That actually won her the match, and that was obviously against Paige. And then Tyson Kidd at the end celebrates with the girls in front of Natty, trying to upstage her, and being called Natty's husband and all, trying to upstage her. So yeah, like I said, I thought this match was a little sloppy, but I didn't think it was bad though. So next we get a video package on the Bray and Dean feud. Um, basically, it's just a video package, letting us know what the next match was. Basically, that's kind of what the video packages on pay-per-views do. So after that, we get Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt. Obviously we start with the fist flying here. Ambrose, hits his nice elbow drop off the apron. Um, there was a nice little flying back elbow from Bray. It's one of the typical moves he does. I love how Dean, he stayed on him the whole match, right? Like, it seemed like every time Bray tried to move, Dean was right behind him. I like that, and it kind of plays into Dean's character a little bit. We got a slingshot. Dean was going for a slingshot. He gets hit by an uppercut by Bray in midair. We get a nice attempted cross body, but Dean runs straight into a wall. Like Bray just stood there. Bray didn't even move when Dean hit him. Like Bray was just standing up. Dean falls to the ground. I was like, oh right then. The double clothesline looked vicious. Like it looked like it really hurt. Dean does tries to get, once Dean, takes advantage, he tries to get in Bray's head. He does the Bray upside down taunt. It kind of fit him a little bit, I guess, because of, the way his character is made and everything. And then Bray, he almost hits his sister Abigail out of nowhere. It was off of a reversal. And we get a leg drop while Bray is hanging from the second rope. This was after the attempted sister Abigail when Dean takes advantage again. Bray reverses the pendulum lariat into a nice powerbomb. I'm glad people actually start reversing the pendulum lariat now when they're looking at it, because it doesn't make a lot of sense for you to look right at the pendulum lariat and then, not know what's coming. Like, the second time when Dean hit the pendulum lariat, at least Bray was turning around, and it made sense. And, in the middle of this match, Bray, he grabs a mic and he's like, why are you doing this, man? He cut the promo in the middle of the middle of the match. Typical Bray. Why are you doing this, man? It didn't have to be like this. We could have ruled the world together. I'm sorry, man, but you chose your path. And then he slides in some chairs, which basically ended this match here. Dean is like, do I want to use this chair? Do I want to use this chair? Bray's like, don't listen to the crowd. And, Dean goes and hits him with the chair. I was sad that it ended this way, but, it ended with a DQ. Dean, hit him with the chair. I was sad it was ended this way, but it did let me know, hey, this feud is going to continue. So that's a good thing. And it basically, they basically foreshadowed a little bit here with the TLC match, with Dean bringing out tables, ladders, and chairs, and putting Bray through tables and such like that. So what do you think of the Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt match?
As you know, in our prediction video, I picked this to be the match of the night. It wasn't, but we'll get to that later. It was a great match, though. I liked the little, unorthodox aspects of the match. Like, there was a point where Bray had Dean in a full Nelson, and Dean grabbed his fingers and started bending his fingers. Just kind of little things like that you wouldn't really think of. Like, I know guys like Raven would do stuff like that back in the day. It shows that these guys are built or are kind of packaged as kind of crazy guys, but it shows that they are smart, even though they are kind of crazy. I also liked Bray Wyatt stepping on Dean's fingers on the metal steel steps. I thought the mid-match kind of mic promo was cool. You don't really see stuff like that. And it, I don't know that it did anything to add to the feud, but it was pretty cool to see that. I personally liked the ending. I liked that it ended via DQ. I don't think either one should have necessarily got the win over the other, just because Dean Ambrose is so hot right now, and Bray Wyatt just was re-debuted, and he's really hot too. So it kind of foreshadows, that yes, we're gonna get this feud for a while. And I think that we both expected this to be a little bit more than it was, but I think it's good that it wasn't as good as we expected, just to keep us excited for what's going to happen at TLC, and then even maybe after that, what's going to go on with it. So it keeps us wanting more.
Yeah, that's definitely a good thing. You got to keep the fans interested. After that, we got the Adam Rose and Bunny versus Slater Gator. I actually didn't see this match. This was actually a match I wanted to see, and I didn't see it. I accidentally pressed back on my PlayStation, and then when I tried to reload it up, it wasn't playing, because I don't know what's up with the network on my PlayStation, but it doesn't feel, it doesn't like to work all the time. So, basically all I heard was Slater got pinned by the Bunny. That's all I really heard. It couldn't have been long, because I was switching from my computer to, my PlayStation, but I still had it on. Do you know what happened in this match? Because I obviously didn't see it.
Honestly, I don't. I missed this match too. All I can say is I want the Bunny to finally be unmasked and to either return somebody or debut somebody. And I also want Leo Kruger back instead of Adam Rose. If you guys don't know Leo Kruger, look up Leo Kruger promos. It's Adam Rose's gimmick before he was Adam Rose, which I think at this point is more interesting than Adam Rose is anymore, even with Adam Rose kind of turning heel. There's only so much that they can do with that. I feel like if they had Leo Kruger, they could do more with the character. But that's really all I have to say about this match. And
Okay. We actually got a comment on one of our. It's not this video. I think it's the first attempt we tried on this one. So I'll read that when we get to the main event, because it has to do with the main event.
Right.
So next we get Nikki Bella versus AJ Lee for the Divas Championship. This was kind of reminiscent of the WrestleMania 28 thing with Daniel Bryan. Brie gets on the apron with the title, and she kisses AJ Lee. It was kind of surprising to me, though. It really was. It was really surprising. But Brie, I don't want Daniel to be mad at you. So we can go back. I can rewind it. We can rewind it, and we can switch spots. You can sit here, at my house, and I'll go there, and I'll take the kiss for you. I'll take one for the team, okay? But she kisses AJ Lee, and AJ Lee turns around. And I don't know if you noticed this, but this is more about the kiss. It wasn't a long match, so this is the main portion of the match, okay? So did AJ Lee really try to fight it though? I don't think he.
I didn't
like usually, someone kisses you unexpectedly, like, and if you don't want it, you're kind of like, no. But she was just like. She didn't really fight it as much as I expected. But then Nikki hits that elbow, that heel turn elbow, I guess you can call it. I don't really know what Nikki calls her elbow at this point. She hits her with the elbow. Huh?
The Nikki elbow.
The Nikki elbow. She hits it with the Nikki elbow, and then the rack attack to win this match. This match was really, really, really quick. It was a kiss, an elbow, a rack attack, and a pin. 4 moves. So what'd you think about this here match? But one more thing. This is kind. I said this. I think I've said this before, but this is kind of what WWE does to people leaving, right? I don't know if you guys know, but from the report is that AJ Lee is leaving. So this is kind of what not WWE, but a lot of wrestling companies, they just kind of screw you out of the title so you can leave. I don't understand that, but TNA did it with AJ Styles, and I was like, why? He's done so much for the company. Why do you want him to leave like that? So I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, really.
Yeah. It especially didn't make sense when they did it to AJ, because AJ was one of the ones that really built that company. Like, TNA wouldn't be where it is today without AJ Styles. He was, their, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Not to say he's the same gimmick, but that type of, um, superstar that built it up. But anyway, Bray, don't listen to DJ. Tag me in. Let me get the kiss. I don't care if CM Punk gets mad at me. Whatever, we can deal with that later. He's in Chicago. I don't care. I'm in Pennsylvania. Unless he wants to fly out here to do some whatever. But yeah, I'll take that. I thought it was kind of crappy that this was such a short match. I felt like out of the Divas matches tonight, the two Divas matches, this is the one that could have been a pretty good match. Even though, AJ has been kind of slacking the past couple months, just because especially after CM Punk left, and I felt like she kind of lost, her enthusiasm for it. But it still could have been a really good match if they gave it a little bit more time, and at least given it, her a good match leaving, not just give her a squash match and take the title. I just think that's disrespectful to anybody. But what are you gonna do? It's WWE. They do what they want.
Yeah, I think this is gonna set up a Nikki versus Brie feud. Although Brie was laughing and smiling, I think she was smiling because she's about to take that title, or at least attempt to take that title. I don't know if she's gonna take it.
Yeah.
I think Nikki seems to be more of a credible champion than Brie does at this point.
I don't know.
But
I feel like I'm the only person who likes Brie over Nikki.
I don't know. I feel like right now, Brie doesn't have her own thing though. Like she seems to be like living under Daniel Bryan's shadow, and it's.
I feel like Nikki is the female John Cena though.
I mean, I wouldn't say that though, because they don't make it known that she's even with John Cena, so we don't know that. we don't know.
If we watch Total Divas, we know that, and they talk about Total Divas constantly in every Divas match, so I'm pretty sure we know by now.
Well, some of us don't know, okay?
Well, if you don't know, John Cena and Nikki are, I don't even know if they're together anymore, but last time I knew, I don't know.
But anyway, before we get on a Cena tangent, as we did
I'm trying to hold it. I'm trying to hold it back. I'm sorry.
It just seems to happen a lot. But after this match, we get basically it was a kind of a reviewing of what went down with the Dean and Bray match. Then we get a video package on the Team Cena versus Team Authority, because this was going to be our main event and our next match. So first, I'm actually going to read this guy's comment. So this guy's name is Def Antabroni. He says that Dolph Ziggler is boring. I'm not going to say the rest of that. And he says that TNA sucks. So I don't know why he said TNA sucks, because we're not talking about TNA. But the main portion of that is Dolph Ziggler is boring, which I don't really.
Are you on crack, sir?
I don't really. I don't understand that. Why I left it to the main event, because Dolph Ziggler was the main attraction here. I don't know. Like I don't understand how he could say Dolph Ziggler is boring, but I disagree. He's pretty good. I disagree. He's pretty good, if you know what I'm talking about. But
do that.
But next we got Team Cena going up against Team Authority, and power versus jobs here. Well, technically both jobs versus jobs here, but you know what I mean. First off, Big Show hits the knockout punch on Mark Henry. to knock out Mark Henry in like 3 seconds. So that was a little surprising that Mark Henry got eliminated that quickly. But he did.
Why he did that? That kind of.
I don't either. And with what happened later on in this match, I don't either. That doesn't make any sense. But anyway, after that, Rollins, he comes in from behind and attacks Big Show. And then, Harper comes in. I actually wrote down every single tag here. But basically what went down was, they were kind of just shifting around with the Authority. They took the advantage. They were just beating down Dolph Ziggler. This was actually before Dolph Ziggler was all alone. He was getting beat down. Ryback came in and he got eliminated pretty early, which was actually a little surprising. I think he was the second guy eliminated after who was first?
Mark Henry.
No, I mean I'm talking about on Team Cena though.
Team Cena?
It wasn't Ryback though.
No. I'm trying to remember who was on his team. Wasn't
Rowan.
It wasn't Rowan, was it?
No, it wasn't Rowan either. I don't think Ryback was eliminated first though.
No. Who was it?
Well, maybe I have it wrote down. Let me just go through this anyway. So, basically, they're dominating Ryback at this point, a little bit. Rowan, he was dominating Ryback. He tags in Rollins, then Harper tags himself in, and he tries to take care of Ryback, but Ryback does not care. Ryback takes care of him. Kane comes in and Ryback just dominates him. Rusev, he tries to come in and gets hit by a spine buster and a meat hook clothesline. And then we get the he tries to go for the shell shock on Rusev, but that gets reversed into a big boot by Kane. Members of both teams come in, and then we get a brawl that just comes from that. We get a curb stomp by Rollins, and then Rusev gets the kick for the elimination. So I think it actually was Ryback that got eliminated first, because it was I think it actually was might have been Ryback.
I think so, yeah.
Which is weird, because they were promoting him as this big big time guy, and first guy eliminated. Like, that's just crazy. But I'm not gonna go through all this because it's a lot, and basically it's just petty stuff about tags and such. Basically the main thing that happened here was out of nowhere, Big Show decides he wants to turn heel, and he punches John Cena with a knockout punch, and eliminates John Cena, which was actually surprising because I thought John Cena would be the last one in this match. But actually the last one ended up being Dolph Ziggler. And Dolph Ziggler, basically, he was getting just dominated throughout this whole match. And then he kind of, he overcomes the odds under the Cena tutelage, I guess. He overcomes the odds here. And we end up with, at the end, Rollins versus Ziggler. Ziggler gets driven into the barricade. Ziggler tries to roll up Rollins for a near fall. He hits his DDT for a near fall. We get a buckle bomb for a near fall. We get the Famouser off the missed knee by Rollins for a near fall. And then Mercury and Jamie Noble come in and try to interfere, but Dolph doesn't care. He takes them out. Then Dolph hits the zigzag, and he's about to win, but Triple H pulls out the referee. And then Dolph fights off the Authority as they try to come back in again. Then he hits, he has himself a super kick party, and he starts super kicking everyone. And then Rollins hits another buckle bomb, but then Ziggler reverses the curb stomp. And then he hits a zigzag. Another ref comes in as Ziggler's pinning him, and he knocks him out. So then Triple H beats down Dolph Ziggler and hits a pedigree on Dolph Ziggler. And Triple H puts Rollins over Ziggler, to basically take the victory. The referees are out. So the crooked ref, who is Scott Armstrong, he comes out. And he starts counting. And then we hear, I think the lights went out for a second. And then we heard, Sting's new theme. We heard a nice little theme here. And Sting comes out. And he knocks out the referee as he comes down the ramp. He sees the referee. He knocks him out. He comes face to face with Triple H, and they have this nice little stare down, which I thought was kind of cool. Especially like they just kind of let the fans kind of just realize that Sting is here. They didn't go too fast with it. They kind of just took their time. I don't know how Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins stayed out for this long though. They had to be like peaking or something. Like they were out for a while. And then Sting hits the Scorpion Death Drop on Triple H, which was freaking epic. And then he pulls Ziggler over Seth Rollins for the win. And Cena comes out as the team captain and he embraces Dolph Ziggler at the end. So we get Sting actually debuting in WWE. Something we never thought would happen. Sting had said it before. He'd never come to WWE, and now we get a nice little debut by Sting. And what a way to do it on a pay-per-view where, if you did, like, I already knew it was going to happen because I had, heard about the reports and such. But if you didn't know it was going to happen, like, you had to be, like, going crazy because I knew it was going to happen, and I was going crazy. So, Casey, what do you think about this match?
First of all, I have to say I don't know if you noticed, and maybe we've heard it before and I didn't really realize it. I like Eric Rowan's music. I thought it was pretty cool. There was a point where Ryback did a really nice kind of holding vertical suplex. I forgot who he did it on, but it was really nice. Kind of. We already know he's really strong, but that kind of showed off his strength. I almost felt like Big Show and Kane kind of held back this match. They're both kind of getting kind of stiff in the ring with age. There was a point where I really liked Big Show, and for being his size, he really kind of got around the ring really well. I don't think he does anymore. But I don't know. And I really don't like the corporate Kane gimmick. I like more of the Demon Kane gimmick if they're gonna do anything with him anymore. He is getting older, But there was also a point where everyone was piled outside the ring and Rusev was still inside the ring, and I really thought we'd get a Rusev suicide dive. I was waiting for the Rusev suicide dive. That would have been the most amazing thing ever, but it didn't happen. I was also really excited for Harper versus Rowan, which wasn't as exciting as I expected. They didn't really get that much time to do anything together, but for what they didn't really excite me too much. I do have to say, thank God Cena was eliminated. I'm so happy he wasn't the sole survivor like he always is. I was surprised with the Big Show turn. Didn't make sense to me at all. I don't understand why they did that.
Especially considering he knocked out Mark Henry at the beginning of the match.
Yeah, exactly. I also felt like this was the Survivor Series Super Kick Party. I think they should have just called it the Survivor Series Super Kick Party because there was a lot tonight. Scorpion Death Drop on Triple H was epic. Doesn't even begin to describe that. Like, just first of all, the fact that Sting is actually in the WWE right now, and then the fact that he does the Scorpion Death Drop on Triple H. Amazing.
See, was I the only one that was waiting for Sting to go? Ah, like I was waiting
I
for
was,
it.
I
It
know. But I mean, even without it, I was going so crazy. Like, if I was pregnant, I would have gone into labor. Like, not even playing. Um, and as for Dolph Ziggler, it was kind of unrealistic how, he just defied all those odds. But the way that they did, book him in this match, they, I feel like, Lesnar should just hand over the title. Because, tonight Dolph, he earned it. He earned it. It's his. They're going to give it to him on Monday Night Raw. They're going to do it.
then Rollins gonna come out, curb stomp him, and cash in the.
Yeah. We're all going to be like, what?
Everybody's gonna be pissed. Everybody's gonna. But man, I mean, for this to be what people were calling a throwaway pay-per-view, because it was free, I agree with you on that. They came out and they put it all out there tonight. For the people who, for it's the first time getting the network, and they want you to continue to come back. They weren't gonna just throw away pay-per-view, which they probably could have, because technically you got to get December to get the November free. So they could have threw it away and then had a great pay-per-view in December. But hopefully we'll get a great pay-per-view in December and November. Wouldn't hurt anything. Um, but that is the review. I did think this show was really good. I really did. It's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen on Raw tomorrow. You didn't have anything else to say about the main event, did you?
I did not the main event, but the ending of it. When Triple H and Stephanie were kind of realizing that they lost, it kind of felt a little bit too long and boring. I felt like they could have filled that with something. Like, even if they had Vince come out and say, do the typical Vince McMahon, "You're fired," that would have been cool. But it just felt awkward. It was so they were just not doing anything. Um, and also, how many times did we hear tonight that this was the 28th annual Survivor Series? It felt like they said that every other sentence. I was like, dude, okay, we know. We get it.
Oh, and there's a report out that Casey thinks this pay-per-view is better than WrestleMania 30. No,
This is
not.
better than WrestleMania.
No,
This,
it wasn't.
yes, because Undertaker lost, so this was better than WrestleMania.
You know what? But the Undertaker loss thing was like what made WrestleMania 30
No,
that
that's
much
what made it
better.
ruin my childhood.
I was so mad though, like, bro, like I was like, really, Brock? I mean, I went to the bathroom, didn't have to go to the bathroom. I walked out of my dorm room, and I was like, are you freaking kidding? I'm freaking screaming, like, it's late. It's late. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I was so upset, dude. But anyway,
This one's
and
better.
anyway, I don't think this one was better. I
No.
mean, WrestleMania 30 was so. I don't know. I don't know. I did thoroughly enjoy it though,
Yeah.
especially with Sting coming. Like, I mean, it just made me excited, even though I knew it was coming. Like
Yeah.
that
Like,
was the
you
cool part.
freaked out even though I knew it was coming. I was like, because in the back of your mind, you really thought, like, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And then when it did, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, definitely. Um, so that is the review though. Overall, I thought this show was pretty good. If you made it this far, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We have content coming out, and no, the main event, the main event. I will not write that main notes for the main event ever again because that like I was getting so into it, like it was crazy. Like I was writing every tag. um, I don't really know why. So I do apologize for that. But I gave you the main gist of everything. But feel free to follow me on Twitter if you want to. It's down there, obviously. Oh well, you see it. You see it down there. It's down there. This is the Classic Wrestling Podcast. If you didn't know, what, 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 what? Come on, man. But Casey, feel free to shout out whatever you'd like to shout out.
Yeah, keep tuning in. We should be having possible, Ring of Honor pay-per-view review coming up. I don't know which one, because we're both in the middle of watching a couple different ones. But yeah, we should have that coming up. Follow me on Twitter. It's down here. Especially if you agree with me that this was better than WrestleMania and nothing in this show ruined your childhood. Just saying. But yeah, follow me on Twitter. If you want to add me on Facebook, you can ask me what my Facebook is through Twitter because I don't want to say it right now because I'm lazy. And then I have Vine and everything. You can all get that through Twitter if you really want to. Yes, it's work on your part, but you should do work, you lazy, lazy people. Up at 2 in the morning watching a wrestling podcast. What's wrong with you? You love us. That's what's wrong with you. Anyway.
Alright, guys, once again, share the video however you'd like to share it. Feel free to hit that subscribe button. I mean, especially if you like the video, because, if you like the video, I want to know you like the video, and, hit the thumbs up as well. If you didn't like the video, I want to know why you didn't like the video. If it's just because Dolph Ziggler sucks, then don't dislike the video, okay? Come on, man. You don't like Dolph Ziggler, and you're mad at me? If you don't like WWE, why are you watching the video anyway? Come on now. Anyway, feel free to subscribe, share the video, add me on the Facebook. That's obviously my name down there. Add me on Twitter, whatever you want to do. Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast. Yeah, buddy. So I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.